Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a full-on honest review of the Samsung 34 ViewFinity S50GC series Ultra-WQHD monitor, the LS34C502 Gangsta from 2023 in sleek black, and I've been using this monitor for weeks now, so I can tell you exactly what it's like for work, entertainment, gaming and everyday use. Right up front, this is a 3.4-inch ultra-wide monitor with Ultra-WQHD resolution, which basically means you get a wider workspace and sharper picture than a standard full HD screen. The curve is there to pull you in just enough without feeling like you're in a sci-fi cockpit, and it's one of the first things I noticed when I started using this as my main display. It's not just big for the sake of being big, that extra horizontal space actually feels useful whether I'm juggling windows for work or watching widescreen content. The picture quality here is seriously solid. Ultra-WQHD gives you plenty of pixels, and colors pop nicely whether I'm editing photos, watching movies, or gaming. HDR10 support boosts contrast and brightness a bit on compatible content, so highlights look a little more vibrant and dark scenes feel deeper. It's not a top-tier HDR experience like you'll find on expensive TVs, but it's noticeable compared to monitors without HDR at all. Blacks and whites feel balanced, and overall the visuals feel clean and engaging without looking over-processed or artificial. Let's talk refresh rate and response time. This Samsung runs at 100 Hz with a 5 milliseconds response time, which for most people is a solid sweet spot. It's smoother than the standard 60 Hz monitors you see everywhere, so scrolling and motion feel less jittery. It's not the ultra-high 144 Hz or 240 Hz you see on hardcore gaming monitors, but honestly most casual and even competitive gamers will appreciate the increase over 60. Paired with AMD FreeSync, the motion feels less torn and more fluid when you're playing games that support it. I spent time on shooters, racers, and RPGs and didn't feel like I was missing out. Fast motion remains clean and smearing is minimal. One of the features Samsung likes to push is eye care technology, and in real use this means the screen doesn't feel harsh after hours of work or gaming. There's a flicker-free mode and low blue light settings that make long sessions easier on the eyes. I've definitely noticed less strain when I'm editing documents or browsing for extended periods. If you stare at screens all day like most of us, that little extra comfort goes a long way. Design is another area where this monitor delivers. The borderless design looks modern and clean, especially if you're running multiple monitors or just want an uncluttered desk setup. The curve feels natural, and the stand doesn't take up much space. It's minimalist without feeling flimsy. You can tilt the monitor to get a good viewing angle, and the build quality feels like something you won't hate looking at every day. Samsung also included PIP picture-in-picture and PBP picture-by-picture features, which are super handy if you want to display content from two sources at once. That's something I used more than I expected when I was testing a laptop connection beside my desktop. Being able to keep both screens visible without switching inputs all the time made multitasking feel less annoying and more efficient. Connectivity is decent too. You get the ports you need for modern setups and switching between devices is straightforward. It's not fancy or loaded with ports that most people never use, but everything essential is there and works smoothly. Now, what about drawbacks? Let's be real. The 100 Hz refresh rate is great for most uses, but if you're a pro gamer used to 144 Hz or higher, you might notice the difference. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind when comparing this to dedicated gaming screens. Also, HDR10 on monitors always feels a bit nice to have rather than a game changer. It improves contrast a bit, but it's not the immersive HDR experience you get from high-end TVs. Some content doesn't look dramatically different with HDR on vs off, so temper your expectations there. A few people with smaller desks might find the wide aspect a bit much at first, especially if you're used to 16:9 screens. There's a slight adjustment period when transitioning to an ultra-wide setup, but once you adapt, going back to normal widescreen feels oddly restrictive. Overall, after using the Samsung 34 ViewFinity S50GC for weeks, I can say it's a very solid all-around ultra-wide monitor. It blends good picture quality, smooth performance, useful multitasking features, and a comfortable design that works whether you're working, watching, or gaming. It's not absurdly priced like some premium displays, and it doesn't pretend to be the fastest gaming panel on the planet. What it does is deliver a reliable, visually pleasing, and comfortable daily experience that doesn't make you regret upgrading your old monitor. If you want to check the current price and see the best deal available right now, click the link below for the best price. This screen has become my daily go-to for almost everything I do on my desk, and if you're looking for more space and better visuals without paying a small fortune, this is definitely worth considering. Thanks for watching this full review of the Samsung 34 ViewFinity S50GC. Let me know what setup you're rocking and if you plan to upgrade to an ultra-wide soon.